Yes, I'm really sorry for the disturbance caused. There was some network issue, so it was not working properly. I'm really sorry. So yes, now everything is perfect. So let's start again. So yes, this was the very first passage that was there for the reading comprehension. So I was just reading the passage. So yes, and I was telling this, when we are reading a passage, what we need to do is this, that we need to keep in mind what are the important points being mentioned in the passage. So that's very much important we need to look for. So always keep the important points in your mind while reading and try to comprehend itself while reading in the very first time that what this passage is actually talking about, so that we can have an idea that what this passage relates to or what the author is actually trying to convey to us. Then, so this is given historical geography, peace and culture of perseverance, and a feeble government policy. Firstly, the province has a volatile history of continuous aggression due to its geographical location on the frontier. Secondly, the people of Haryana have valued physical strength and perseverance due to its peace and culture. Thirdly, the sports policy since 2006 has honed the killer athletic spirit in Haryana. The half-hearted policy does not create achievers but supports the successful ones among them. Punjab was divided on religious lines in 1947. The non-Sikh majority part of this truncated Punjab were constituted as Haryana in 1966. Like a horseshoe, Haryana encircles Delhi from three sides and the culture of both is similar. At the popular level, people are rough and tough, meaning rough by tongue and tough in body. In the medieval times, Haryana flourished when weak rulers ruled Delhi. Most of the areas remained under Delhi's tutelage, but small principalities also dotted the arid landscape of Haryana. Mostly people of the region joined the Mughals and Marathas in repulsing invaders, but the same locals did not mind plundering Delhi or looting the retreating army sometimes. The British colonists expanded from the east. They conquered most of Punjab with the help of soldiers from western UP and Bihar. But in the late 19th century, the colonial strategies honored ordinary peasant caste by calling them martial races in United Punjab. This was a clever way of taming the aggression in their frontier region. This smart move was also to recruit rural Punjabis in the colonial army so that they could be used to thwart the southward expression of Tsarid Russia. There is a family resemblance between military hunting, activist and wrestling, shooting races, riding and or archery. For the military serving population of Haryana, therefore, such sports come easily. Secondly, before the advent of machinery, agriculture was a back-breaking occupation. The size of agricultural income has a direct relation with the quantity of sweat producing during one's toil. Now, this was a para, and now let's see the questions based on it. So, the very first question was, why do people of Haryana tend to count the medals bagged by Saina Nehwal in the tally of their own state, though she is a Hyderabadi? Now, yes. So, to answer the question and to find the right answer to it, though over here the answer is being mentioned, you all can see the answer too. But yes, it is very important that first we always need to understand the question properly, that what the question is actually asking to us. Because see, in reading comprehension, all the answers are there in the passage that is being given to you. You need not to go out of it. Okay, there's no information that you need to take out from some other source. The information is there and then in the passage given. So it's very important that first you understand the question, that what the question is exactly asking, and then you proceed to find your answers accordingly. So in this case, the answer is D. That is, her caste is same as dominant caste from Haryana. Okay. So people in Haryana tend to count the gold medals of the Hyderabadi shuttler Saina Nehwal and the Delhi wrestler Sushil Kumar in their tally. This is because both of them are Jats. That is being mentioned in the passage very clearly. Okay, so first we always need to understand what the question is actually asking so that we can come to the right answer. Okay, so let's come to the next question. It says, what does the author mean by saying our playfulness is unproductive? Okay, so first, so let's for this you need to refer to that part of the passage where this line is being mentioned. Okay, so to read the line and then you find to the answer. So in this case, the answer was C. That is, we are homo ludens, that's Latin for play, and a playfulness is unproductive. Okay, it is being given here. So the answer is majority of us do not play to achieve material benefits. That was the answer to it. Okay. Then we come to question number 53, which says, which of these is not a reason for so many athletes coming from Haryana. So which is not a reason. Okay. So always look for the what the question is actually asking, what it is actually about, so that we don't find wrong answers. Okay. We need not to get confused. So in this case, it is option A, which says government sponsored schemes in primary school. So which of this is not a reason for so many athletes coming from Haryana? And that is the reason is that the government sponsors schemes in primary schools. So answer is A in this case. Okay. So now we come to question number 54 that says, why did the English call the ordinary peasants of Haryana the martial race? Okay, why they were called the martial race? So what was the reason for it? The reason is to tame the aggression of people of that region. Okay, so it is the answer. Option is C. Option C is the answer. To tame the aggression of people of that region. This is because to tame the aggression of the state of Haryana as per the given passage that is being mentioned in the passage as well. Then we come to question number 55, which says, which of the following is false according to the passage? So again, that's the keyword of the question, that which of the following is false according to the passage. So which one is false? And yes, because right now the answers are given, so I'm directly coming to the answers. But yes, we first, to get to the right answer, we always need to go through each and every option given to us so that we don't miss anything. So that is very important. Okay, so always go through all the options given and then confirm or then conclude that yes, this is the right option, which is to be marked as an answer. So for this question, the answer is D. That is, shooting is a collective sport as all players have to play simultaneously. Okay, so shooting is a collective sport. That is answer option D. Okay, then we come to the next question, which is, which of the following is true about the prevailing sports policy in Haryana? So in this, the option was B. That is, the current state policy does not create new breed of athletes, but it instead award the ones who have excelled. Okay, so which of the following is true about the prevailing sports policy? Okay, so here's the keyword, prevailing sports policy. So that is option B. So as per the passage, the current state policy does not create new breed of athletes, but it instead award the ones who have excelled. Thirdly, the sports policy since 2006 has honed the killer athletic spirit in Haryana. The half-hearted policy does not create achievers, but supports the successful ones among them. So that has been clearly mentioned. So therefore, option B is the right answer to it. Then we come to the next passage. Okay, this is the next passage given to you. It says, putting a final lid on the planning era, the Niti Aayog is gearing up to launch a 3-year action plan from April 1 after the end of 12th 5-year plan on March 31st. Under the new system, sources said states will be encouraged to meet the targets of various schemes or face the prospects of drying up of the fund flows. The 12th 5-year plan is coming to an end on March 31. The 3-year action plan to be unveiled this month will come in force from April 1, which will also end the prevailing system of the center patiently waiting for the state government to implement the schemes. Now, you either meet the target or you will face the prospects of the fund flow drying up, a senior Niti Aayog official said. The official said, we have patiently waited for the state government to adopt a number of reform-oriented legislative bills, but the experiences have largely been negative. Therefore, the reform agenda arrived at after consensus will need to adopt it by them, and the state doing so will get incentives. Niti Aayog has also been entrusted the work on the 15-year vision document and a 7-year strategy, which would guide the government's development working till 2030. So the first question that follows it is that as compared to the previous 5-year plans, so we are talking about the 12th 5-year plan. So as compared to the previous 5-year plans, the new Niti Aayog stance towards the states is what? So the answer is D, that is performance-based regulation of funds. So under the new system, sources said states will be encouraged to meet the targets of various schemes or face the prospects of drying up of the fund flow. So that is being mentioned in the passage. So here, therefore, D is the right answer. Then question number 58 says, how has the experience of dealing with the states been so far? So again, the answer is mostly negative. The officials said, "We have patiently waited for the state government to adopt a number of reform-oriented legislative bills, but the experiences have largely been negative." That is also been clearly mentioned in the passage. So answer is option C. Then we come to question number 59, that is say, what is the theme of this passage? Okay, so what is the theme of this passage? That is center-state relationship. What it is talking about it, what kind of relationship a center and a state shares. Okay, so the theme of the passage is center-state relationship. Okay, because a growing corruption in India, that it is not talking about infrastructure development in India or all of these. So it is just talking about what is the relationship between the center and the state. So therefore, the theme of the passage is option A. Then we come to the next question, again a passage. So let's read the passage and then we'll go through the questions. 20 years ago on Thursday, Moscow started what it thought would be a blitzkrieg against secular separatists in Chechnya, a tiny oil-rich province in Russia's North Caucasus region that has declared its independence. But the first Senjin War became Russia's Vietnam. The second war was declared a victory only in 2009. The two conflicts have reshaped Russia, Chechnya, their rulers, and those who opposed them. In 1994, shortly after Moscow invaded Chechnya in an effort to restore its territorial integrity, Ahmad Kadyrov, a bearded Belarusian Muslim scholar turned guerrilla commander, declared jihad on all Russians and said each Chechen should kill at least 150 of them. See, in the passages where the date, where the statistical figures are given or some dates are given, the years are given. So always make sure that you mark those years so that you can relate to the options, relate to the answers or to the questions that are being asked later. That was the proportion of the populations on each side of the conflict. Some 150 million Russians and less than a million Chechens in small landlocked province which the separatists wanted to carve out of Russia. Western media and politicians dubbed the Chechens freedom fighters and army of Davids fighting the Russian Goliath. Moscow was lambasted internationally for disproportionate use of force and rolling back on the democratic freedoms that former leader Boris Yeltsin was so eager to introduce after the 1991 Soviet Union collapse. Tens of thousands died amid atrocities committed by both sides, and many more were displaced before 1996, when the Russians retreated, leaving Chechnya essentially independent. Retreating was a humiliation for Russia's military machine that less than a decade earlier has presented a seemingly formidable threat to the entire Western world. I'm sorry. Okay, so now the first question that relates to this passage was, why did Russia declare war against Chechnya? Why did Russia declare war against Chechnya? So what was the reason? The reason was Chechnya has declared independence. So that was the reason. So as per the passage, Russia declared war against Chechnya because he had declared independence in the region. So option D is the right answer to it. Then we come to the next question. It says, how did the first Russia-Chechnya war come to an end? Okay, so option is C. Answer is C. That is the answer to it. That Russia retreated. So in the last paragraph, it has been mentioned that retreating was such a humiliating experience for the Russians. Hence, it can be inferred that the Russian military retreated. So therefore, option C is the right answer to it. So then we come to question number 62. It says, what was the Western media's attitude about the conflict? So answer C is the right, option C is the right answer. They were sympathetic towards Chechens. So Western media was sympathetic towards Chechens as per the given passage. So option C is the right answer. Okay, now again we have 4 passages. Sorry. Smoke jumpers are often asked to address to organizations and the public groups about the importance of fire protection, particularly fire deterrence and detection. Because smoke detectors reduce the risk of dying in a fire by a half, smoke jumpers often provide audiences with information on how to fix these protective devices in their homes. Specifically, they tell them these things. A smoke detector should be placed on each floor of a home. While sleeping, people are in particular risk of surfacing fire, and there must be a detector outside each sleeping area. A good site for detector would be a hallway that runs between living spaces and bedrooms. Because of the dead air space that might be missed by turbulent hot air bouncing around above a fire, smoke detectors should be installed either on the ceiling or at least 4 inches from the adjoining wall, or high on a wall at least 4 but no further than 12 inches from the ceiling. Detectors should not be mounted near windows, exterior doors, or other places where drafts might direct the smoke away from the unit. Nor should they be placed in kitchens and garages where cooking and gas fumes are likely to cause bogus alarms. And so now let's see the question that follows. So question number 63, that says, what is the main focus of the passage? So okay, what is the main focus? So that is option B, that is the proper installation of home smoker detector, because this passage really discusses that how the smoke jumper should be installed. Smoke detector should be installed. So the main focus is the proper installation of home smoke detectors. Question number 64 says, the passage states, compared with people who do not have smoke detectors, persons who live in homes with smoke detectors have what? So option is A, that is the right answer, 50% better chance of surviving a fire. Because smoke detectors reduce the risk of dying in a fire by half, smoke jumpers often provide audiences with information on how to fix these protective devices in their homes. That is the right answer to it. Okay, then we come to the next question. It says, the passage indicates that one responsibility of smoke jumpers is to. So the right answer is option D, that is address to corporate about the importance of preventing fires. Smoke jumpers are often asked to address to organizations and the public groups about the importance of fire protection, particularly fire deterrence and detection, that is being given in the very initial lines of the passage. Now let's come to the next question. So that was all with the reading comprehension part. Now let's come to the verbal ability part. So it says, for the following questions, answer them individually. Question says, choose the word or the phrase that is most nearly the opposite meaning. Okay, so again, we need to understand the question, what it is asking. So sometimes what happens that in a hurry, we read the question and we forget, or rather we miss what the question is actually asking. And then what happens, we mark the wrong answer, even when we know that we could have marked it right. So it's very important that please focus while you are reading the question. So over here it's asking nearly the opposite meaning for the word given below. So the word given is dormant. Okay, and now there are 4 options given. So the opposite to it is rampant. Okay, so opposites of dormant are awake, active, and rampant. So option B is the right answer to it. Then we come to the next question that says, choose the word or phrase that is mostly nearly opposite meaning. So again, that is the opposite or an antonym to the word given. That is exiguous. So the answer is large. So exiguous means small. So opposites will be large. So exiguous means small. So therefore the opposite will be large. So option C is the right answer. Now we come to the next question that says, complete the analogy. It is given soap is to rinse is equal to what? So that is scrubber is to absorb. So option A is the right answer. Okay, so what is the relationship, or what is the relationship that is being found in this analogy? That an object is being given and what function it performs, like what is the function associated with it. So that is the analogy of the question, or that is the analogy of the words given. So we need to find the same analogy or the same relationship between the option that we choose. So among the 4 given options, A is the right answer to it. Like soap is to rinse and scrubber is to absorb. Then we come to the next question. Choose the option that represents the correct arrangement of the following words to form a meaningful sentence. So option A is the right answer. So if we go later, comma, as, later as, then we come to then the 8, later as she is developing her self-portraits, Nina enters and apologizes for running away. So option A makes a meaningful sentence as later opens the statements. Okay, because the opening is starting from later. So option A is the right answer to it. That gives a proper sequence and a logical sentence. Then we come to the next question. It's based on facts, inference, and judgment. So the following questions are a set of 3 statements. Each statement can be classified as one of the following. Okay, so so definition of facts is given, then the inference is given, then what is the judgment that is being given. Okay, so now let's see the sentences that are being given for the as a question. Like first one says, I don't see Ritu. She said she was tired, so she must have gone home to bed. Then second one, Ram's been at the gym a lot. He must be trying to lose weight. Shera is a dog and all dogs love belly rubs. So Shera must love belly rubs. So what are these? All the 3 are inferences. All the 3 are inferences. So option B is the right answer because first one is inference, second one is inference, and third one is inference. Okay, so what is an inference? So inference is always a conclusion or a guess that we make according to a fact given or some information that is already being mentioned. Okay, so therefore these 3 sentences are inference. Now we come to the next question. Which of the following idiom or phrase means like a spy? So we need to find the right meaning to this idiom. So the answer was A, that is cloak and dagger. So meaning of this idiom is cloak and dagger. Like a spy refers to cloak and dagger. Okay, then we come to the next question. From the options given below, find the closest substitute for the underlined expression. Okay, find the closest substitute for the underlined expression. So it is not surprising for a teenager who stays from school without good reason to invent fantastic tales to escape to punishment. Okay, so I think there were in this the question the underlined word is not given, but yes, but the answer to the underlined word was C, that is truant. That means truant means a child who stays away from school without permission. It's not surprising for a teenager who stays away from school, with good reason to invent fantastic tales to escape punishment. Okay, so truant refers to a child who stays away from school without permission. Okay, so this was the underlined part for which the word was truant, that is option C. Now we come to the next question that says, from the opposites given below, fill in the blank with the word or phrase that most appropriately completes the sentence. Okay. Now it's given the Supreme Court dash the decree of the lower court. The Supreme Court set aside the decree of the lower court. So set aside fits here. So that is the right answer. Option C is the right answer to it. Then we come to the next question. It says, a word and its definition is given followed by 4 sentences. Choose the option that best fits with the definition. So the word given was evanescent. So what does that mean? It means rainbow on a rainy day. So evanescent means soon passing out of sight, memory, or existence, quickly fading or disappearing. So rainbow is something which quickly disappears. We don't see rainbow for much, like for a longer time. So option C is the right answer. So next comes the question that says there are 4 sentences given below, 1 to 4, that are labeled as 1 to 4. From the given options, choose the option that states the grammatically correct sentence. Okay, now again, please be focused. Please be focused while reading because generally we are asked which are incorrect. But over here, they're asking choose the option that states the grammatically correct sentence. So when a magnifying glass was used, the cell appeared green. That is the first sentence. Then under a magnifying glass, the cell appeared green. When a large catch of fish was desired, a seine was hauled through the water. Then when a seine was hauled through the water, many fish were caught. So if we could see, then in this, the answer is D. Okay, so option A and B have the same meaning and both are grammatically correct. Both of them are right. In case of option C and option D, the cause and effect has been reversed while the sentences are grammatically correct. So as far as this, all the 4 sentences are grammatically correct. Even though cause and effect have been reversed, both sentences make logical sense independently. Okay, that is when there was an intent to catch lots of fish, seine fishing net was hauled, spread across, and when a seine was spread across, many fish were caught. Hence, all sentences are grammatically and logically correct. Therefore, the answer is option D. That means that there is no error or no grammatical mistake in the given 4 sentences. So let's come to the next. So yes. So that was all. Okay. So Yes, I would also like to mention that I've also like pinned my Telegram channel link so that you can be updated about my upcoming classes. This is my channel link. You can join the channel so that you are updated about my upcoming classes and courses, whichever I start. And yes, if any one of you are interested to take a subscription, a plus subscription, then you could use my referral code. That is also being mentioned in the comment box. That is Shalini09, SHALINI09. That is my referral code. You can avail 10% discount on your plus subscriptions. So if any one of you who has any problem, any query regarding any question, you are most welcome to ask. We still have time. I can repeat any of the question that you want. Okay, any of the question could be repeated. So if any one of you are facing any problem, any doubt related to any question, please feel free to ask. किसी को किसी भी क्वेश्चन में कोई डाउट हो, कोई कंफ्यूजन हो तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. हमारे पास अभी टाइम है, हम रिपीट कर सकते हैं क्वेश्चन को. किसी भी क्वेश्चन को आप रिपीट करना चाहें, यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम टू आस्क. So it's very important whenever we are giving any mock or previous year papers or rather any exam. It's very, very important that yes, we very much focus that what the question is actually asking. Whether that question is from related to a reading comprehension or it is from it is for a verbal ability question. Whatever kind of a question it is, we need to be very much focused during that time. Because if we miss what the question is asking, we'll definitely find wrong answers. So once we understand the question clearly, there are 99% chances that yes, we find the right answers. So please make sure that whenever you're reading questions, please stay focused and please read the question properly. Never read a question in a hurry. Sometimes what happens that when we start reading a question and we just, okay, fine, we just miss the words and okay, fine, it's asking this and let's come to the options given. But sometimes it is given the other way around, the same way like it is being given in this question. This is an example of that question, such kind of question, because generally we are being asked to find the incorrect usage or the incorrect or the part which is incorrect or there's a grammatical mistake in that. But in this case the question was asking like you need to mark that part which is grammatically correct. Okay, so that is the main thing, that yes, that we could only come to it or only get it when we read the question with a very focused mind. So please make sure that yes, you read the questions with a very focused mind. And I was also like to tell you that yes, from 18th of November, as CAT 2020 is approaching, now it's almost there, only few days are left. So I'm like starting with a practice course from 18th of November from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day. 3:30 to 4:30. Okay. So I'm starting with this course. That's a BRC practice course. Like we'll be doing previous year questions on each and every topic related to VARC towards CAT 2020. So you all are most welcome to get yourself enrolled and get subscriptions if needed. Yes. So yes, any question, anyone? We still have time, so we can discuss. If any one of you have any question, any one of you would like to ask something, you are most welcome to. I know it's Diwali time, so you all must be busy with the families and all, but yes, still, if there's any question, any query, you are most welcome to ask. And yes, once again, I'm really sorry for the initial disturbance that was caused when we started the session. There was some network issue, so yes, I'm really sorry. So, really sorry for the inconvenience caused. No questions, nothing to be asked. Yes, all sorted, everyone. That's good. I know, I think there's just very few students are there. Only 2 or 3 students are there today. Anyways, I'll wait for some time so that in case if somebody joins and somebody wants me to repeat, I can repeat that question there and then. So yes, and like there are other so I think most of you would be also giving for CAT also, like you all must be appearing for CAT or some other competitive exams too, for the other management exams like SNAP, IFT, TISNET and TISMAT and all of them. So like Unacademy provides you with all the mock tests for all these management exams. So please, you all can get enrolled, and most of them are like free of cost. Okay, you need not to pay for them. So yes, you can get yourself enrolled and give the mock test and see like how well you are preparing. And yes, definitely there are plus courses also that are very beneficial, like which would really help you to for in your preparations, to make your preparations really so that you can prepare in a very efficient and effective way. So yes, you can also plan to get subscriptions for the upcoming exams. So yes, I think so most of you would be like, even for the CAT 2021, the subscriptions are open now. And yes, the all like we always cover all the basics in our plus courses. All the basics are being cleared, and the basics are being covered on each and every topic. So that is always there. So if there's any question, any related to anything, any query related to anything, yes, you are most welcome to message me on Unacademy app. If you go and follow me there on Unacademy, you could message me there. you get an option to message to the educator. So you can message me there, and definitely all your queries and doubts would be answered for sure. As you could also message me on my Telegram. So this is the channel. I've mentioned my channel, and I've also my username is Shalini _M _Beniwal. That is my username on Telegram. So if you wish, you could message me on Telegram too for any queries or doubts regarding anything. You are most welcome to message me. Yes, I think there were a few minutes left. So I would really like to repeat once again that yes, when you are attempting any of the questions, please be focused on reading the questions. See, for reading comprehension, for the questions that relate to reading comprehension, it's very much important that yes, you can understand what is the main idea of the passage, what the author is actually trying to convey to us in the very first reading when you read the passage. Okay, like you should be able to comprehend that. So it doesn't matter that at what speed you are reading, like how many words you could read in a minute, but what matters most is that yes, how well you understand what the passage is actually talking about. And yes, definitely when there's less of time. Okay, so when there's less of time and you think that it is difficult for you to go through the entire passage, in that case, make sure that at least you read the initial passage, at least give it a quick reading. So quick reading refers to this also, that yes, you could you can do skimming. Okay, skimming doesn't refer to this that you miss out the points, the given points, but yes, you could miss out the words that, like, if you skip reading those words, so then that won't make a difference to the actual meaning or to the actual context of the passage. So that is very important. Okay, but yes, to answer the questions, you need to understand the passage, what the passage is actually talking about, what it relates to it. Okay, so yes, so as we said, the main idea, so main idea is generally been talked about in the very initial lines or in the last lines of the passage. Okay, so that is the area like where you can get the crux of the passage, like what it is talking about. So please, whenever there's a less of time, you could apply this. But yes, make sure that you manage your time well, and at least you are able to read the passage at least once. Okay, so that you don't miss out the important points. And for the long passages, when there are long passages, there is a very small tip that you could use is this. For example, there's a passage given in which 4 to or maybe 5 to 6 paragraphs are there. So when you're reading such a passage, so what happens is this: when we come to the next passage, we forget. So for example, when we come to the second passage, sometimes we forget that what was being mentioned in the very first passage. So when we have completed reading the passage in the rough sheet, please mention that the first passage talks about this. Maybe in a word or maybe in a word or two, you just mention that this passage talks about this. Then the second passage talks about this thing. The third passage talks about this, and the fourth passage talks about this, and fifth this. So how this would help you? This would help you? This would help you in this way, that when you will be asked questions, when the question would be asked, so then you could refer back to that passage according to the words or the hints that you have mentioned on the rough sheet. For example, and if the question is there and you think, yes, this was being talked about in paragraph number 3, so instead of going throughout like the complete passage, you can just directly jump to the third paragraph of the passage and get your answer. So you can always write hints or some keywords for the each paragraph when the passage is actually long. So this would really help you to find right answers for the reading comprehension if the passage is too long, or we could say too lengthy. That would also help you out. And yes, for the verbal ability section, it is always said that yes, your basics should be clear. So please make sure that you keep on revising your basics from time to time. You need not to leave them. Especially your grammar portion for the tenses are there, the parts of speech is there. So that this is the major thing, that is the major most important thing that needs to be covered and that needs to be understood. So if you miss out on this, definitely you'll not be able to find the right answers. Okay, so that goes for your verbal ability part. And for the vocabulary part, if you really talk about the vocabulary, so vocabulary cannot be like improved in a day or two. It is an ongoing process. Okay, there's no one who can remember each and every word, or there's no one who can find or who knows the meaning of each and every possible word or that exists in this world. So for your vocabulary, it is always this, that yes, you need to practice more and more, and that practice comes through reading. So also try to develop a habit of reading, and most importantly, whenever you come across a new word, please make the effort to find the meaning of that word. Okay, so that really helps. So once you make that effort, that word would be always be word would be always be imprinted in your memory, and you'll always remember it. So that is the only way to improve your vocabulary. So whenever you come across any new word, make sure that yes, you Google it or you see the dictionary, but yes, you make sure that you find the meaning to the word given, so that you remember that word. So once you have seen that word, once you have seen the meaning, once you've understood the meaning, the next time that word comes or you come across that word, you will definitely understand it and you will be able to relate to it in a better way. So that, and yes, definitely your vocabulary would also improve. So never ever be lazy for finding words. Always make that effort. That just a 1 minute effort would really count. So please make sure that for vocabulary, this is the only way that would help you out. So please keep doing that. And yes, all the very best for the upcoming mocks and for the CAT exam too. If any one of you are appearing for the CAT too, so yes, all the very best for that too. And yes, definitely we have an analysis on next Friday too. Next Friday too, we have again another analysis. So I hope you all will score well. And yes, we'll again analyze the same, the next paper or the next mock on next Friday. So still, if there's any question, anything, yes, you are most welcome to ask. And once again, I would like to mention that yes, I pinned my Telegram channel link, which you could join so that you are updated about my upcoming classes and courses as well. And for any queries and doubts, you are most welcome to message me on the Unacademy app. If you follow me there, you get an option to message. So you can drop me a message for any of your queries or doubts. I think that's all for the session then. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Wish you all a very happy Diwali. And yes, we meet again next week. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Thank you.